Happy Diwali and Shubh Deepavali to all of our Indian listeners this morning, and also to Vijay Valecha, the Chief Market Analyst at Century Financial, who joins us in the studio. Morning to you, Vijay.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks so much for coming in. We're looking at the effect on Indian buying behaviour over this week. First of all, let's start with gold, the most auspicious purchase over Diwali. How has this year been compared to previous years?
So we have seen almost 8% growth in the gold jewelry rates going up, and also we have seen
in the rates. But what about the purchase numbers?
We have seen around a 10 to 12% increase in demand. But ideally, that's a very small number. We generally see a much bigger number during Diwali.
Because there are reports of actual declines in the purchase of gold, certainly from the Indian side.
So actually, that's very true. More importantly, that has to do with not just the prices of gold, but also with the thinking that people have. People don't really like to hold on to gold right now. People like to buy rather than physical gold, to buy online gold or to buy paper gold.
I mean, is the gold for personal investment, or is it given to loved ones as presents?
It's usually given as presents, but people also believe in gold as an investment in India. The major reason for that being because the Indian rupee keeps depreciating. Gold is the major hedge they have against the currency.
I was wondering actually why people didn't give presents of money or perhaps other metals, but it's just that store of value thing again, isn't it?
It is a store of value.
What else does well over Diwali in terms of spend? Is it restaurants, hotels, travel companies?
Well, we have seen a lot of travel companies do really well. We see restaurants, we see retail shopping go up a lot. So it's pretty much like Christmas in the US, where we see retail shopping really moving up. The similar situation happens in India. We see retail shopping actually booming a lot.
What about the spend? I mean, do you have a figure for the average spend for Indians over Diwali on everything that they spend? I mean, I imagine it's a bit like sort of Christmas or the holiday shopping season in the States, the sort of Black Friday. There are numbers put on those. Can you put a figure on a Diwali spend?
Well, the numbers are very different in each state, but what happens is we generally see across the country 32% increase in spending for the month of Diwali. But yes, the difference between the Thanksgiving and Diwali is that Diwali, they actually hike up rates rather than give discounts.
Right, okay. I mean, is that even at the very lowest level, even people without much disposable income? How do they celebrate? How do they get on the spending ladder, if you like?
In India, it's a custom to actually buy new clothes, buy new jewelry in the month of Diwali. So even the lowest income people generally tend to buy and tend to do all the shopping during Diwali.
Richard has certainly bought himself some new clothes today. He's wearing a kurta, a long kurta, isn't it, Rich?
I've gone for ice white.
Ice white kurta, yeah.
White at the bottom, white at the top. But you, if we're talking fashion, you, Vijay, you're wearing similar, but you've gone for a dual colour combo, haven't you?
Absolutely. And I'm wearing a dhoti, which is the most traditional Indian dress. But
not surprisingly, you've upstaged me on the fashion stage. But if we get back to that gold price for a second, you're based in Dubai, you're at Century, it's mainly electronic trade that you do. So let's first of all look at the physical trade in India and then contrast that with what's happening on your exchange. I'm looking at the gold price in Indian rupees per ounce, and it has gone up quite significantly over the past year or so. This time last year, it was about 83,000 rupees an ounce. But the gold price hasn't changed much, but because the rupee is so much weaker, the price in rupees is now 90,000 dirhams per ounce. So that's probably explains a lot of the decline in Mumbai that we're hearing about. But here in dollar-denominated Dubai or dirham-denominated Dubai, the gold price hasn't really changed over the past year, has it? So what trends are we seeing either in the gold souk or on electronic exchanges like yours?
so we have actually seen a shift in focus of how people actually spend their money in Diwali. Like earlier people used to buy a lot of crackers, which has gone down because of pollution levels. And also now we see that people, instead of buying gold because it's difficult to store and people tend to lose it, especially millennials like me, we tend to lose our stuff. So rather than buying physical gold, it's much better to buy just gold online, So we have seen a trend that gold souk actually has seen an increase in demand year on year, but the increase in demand has actually reduced quite significantly.
Well, why do Indians lose stuff? I mean, we always talk about gold as a store of value, something that you can pocket and keep with you very easily and travel with as well. So, I mean, are you more prone to losing gold than anybody else?
I think millennials as a generation are quite prone to losing stuff.
We're going to have to leave it there. It's been fascinating talking to you. If you got any more questions, Mark? Your witness.
Yes, you can come and talk to us later on. Vijay Valecha, the Chief Market Analyst at Century Financial. Thank you so much for coming in and talking about sort of spending habits during Diwali. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.